Okay, card number 3, finishing touches. Galloping horses right here. Now, I was just going to put a quote stamp right up here, but I thought, why don't we make this one a little bit different than the first two and add in some of these crepuscular rays into the piece. And we'll have them coming from, I think, right here. Okay, that's my point of, or my vanishing point for my beams. Your beams are nothing more than, or they can be nothing more than a couple pieces of scratch paper like this. Okay. And I think we'll do about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think we'll go with about 5 beams in here. And we'll have it, this bottom one from about right here. It's kind of hard to plan these out. You just have to kind of add one down and adjust accordingly. You know, you might add the next one, and you got to see what it looks like. And then you might add more, you might add less, you know. But you can just get a read on it based on how the first one's looking at that time. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take a cotton ball like this. My cotton ball is very frayed like that, so let's smash that down a little bit so it's nice and flat like that. Okay. And we'll go like about like so. Let me see. I don't think I want that beam going into the water area. And what I'll do here is we want some of these clouds in the background to be showing. So I'm not going to do this to full opacity. Okay. So in other words, I'm not going to make it like super, super thick on here. If you could put too much on, you can always just wipe it off too, okay? This pigment ink doesn't dry so fast that you can't make your adjustments. And after you apply it, the ink will dry more see-through than what it looks like from when it's been freshly applied. Okay, so there's one beam like that, and we can make it stronger if we need to as well, okay? So you might think, oh, I made that one not dark enough, or light enough, I guess. And you can say, well, let's add on more ink right over the top of it. So you can just adjust accordingly, as I will keep saying on here. So right here, let's go with about a beam kind of width of that. And you can see I'm still going to that same vanishing point. If you can't remember where your vanishing point is, you know, put a little dot down on your card. You know, just anything, pencil, a little bit of, I don't know, whatever, ink of some sort, maybe. All right, now this one right here is a little bit of a larger beam. I'm going to put a little bit more tone up top and less below, just so it's kind of varied. I want it going from quite a bit of ink from the point of where it's emanation, and then it's weaker out here, but it's also, I'll go a little bit strong up top, weaker on the bottom, so you just add a little bit more ink up top than on the bottom. Okay. It looks a little bit more natural that way and not so solid and, I don't know, hard, I guess. I have more white ink over here where the beam is stronger, and then it weakens as it goes out here. You can also do it like this. You can also kind of add some of it like that, discontinue it right here, and then continue it on right up here. So you can have like a broken beam. So like that, just kind of like breaks a little bit like that, continues out. And now we're going to the well, I was going to say to the left of that horse head where my beam is coming from, but maybe it's going right above it. Like so. We might need another one in here, I'm not sure. And then we'll put another one like maybe 1 or 2 out this way. We'll see. Here. Like that. It's kind of a real wide beam. So maybe I'll make it a little bit weaker or something like that. When I first started doing this, it was like all the beams were like of equal strength. And it's like, I think it looks more natural. Kind of not. I think it's a little unbalanced. Let's put a real thin beam up this way, maybe. Or let's do this. Let's go real wide, and then I'll have a thin within the wide. Well, let's see how that looks. I haven't done that too many times, or at least not too many times lately. Let's see, it's like that. And then, let's do a pretty narrow one within that beam. I think it's within the beam. Let's see. Something like that. It's like a, oh, it varies. It's going from like 1/8 of an inch to about 1/4 of an inch out this way. Okay, that. Yeah, let's go one more. These are all fairly strong, but again, they'll dry darker than what they look like at present. A little bit more, I don't know, kind of power to the scene. Now I'm going to smooth or mellow them out a little bit more with some additional ink right over the top of this, okay? A lot of these beams here, just, it gets a little bit too busy at times. So what you do is you just go back in and just kind of soften up some areas where you have it crisp on others, you know. You want it to have that crisp line, but maybe not just so extreme everywhere, okay? And something like that. Yeah, should do it. We'll go outside and we'll spray seal this, and we'll take a look at that, and then we'll do some matting. I'll figure out some quote stamp to go in here. And that should be it on this one. All right, card number 3 with our quote stamp right there. We have spray sealed it, double matted around the edges here. Silver cardstock just to add a little bit of a kind of visual excitement to the piece, being that it's just grayscale again, just like the previous one. Or, I don't know, the first one, I should say. And, I don't know, it gives it a little bit more, I don't know, whatever, pizzazz, you know. Kind of subtle way sometimes, though. When you look at the silver like this, it's not really reflective everywhere. But silver did go with the grayscale, shimmery type of I don't know, silvery look within that grayscale area like that. And I think it makes for a pretty effective card again. You know, you can do some pretty interesting work just with one color, so many times. And, to make those colors kind of, that minimalist palette a little bit more interesting, what you do is you expand on your textural range. You have your soft areas over here, and then you have your range going to sharp kind of objects within that same space, like that. And the quote stamps like that add a little bit of kind of graphic design element to it, as well as the wording here. So I thought heaven is under our feet as well as over our heads. There's so many clouds in here, and then it just kind of makes a little bit of connection between us and the, whatever the other living beings on Earth. So, under our feet, so under our hooves right here. All right. Thanks for watching. Hope you liked the card.